Hi, it's the Carter Man, and it is Thursday evening. Um, Back here on the front porch doing yet another of my uh, postcast update videos for Constitutional Rights Pack. Actually, those of you who follow me know that this is like my 150th, 200th for the year. It's the last one for the year, and I think it is one of the most important, and definitely one of the most serious, almost existentially serious, if I may, almost existentially serious. So let me start off by giving you a number that puts it all in perspective, how serious this is. The number is 2.7 billion, okay? 2.7 billion. I came across it earlier today when I was doing some studying. It is the number of active users YouTube has every single month. 2.7 billion. That's like, a third the population of the world, okay? Every adult in the world. And that to me is chilling, because that means that 2.7 billion people are being propagandized by hard left, woke propagandists. I mean, there's no other way to say it. Just think about it for a second. If you disagree with the pink-haired woke millennials at YouTube, you're not allowed to talk, okay? Not allowed to talk. Certain subjects, and it does, and they will ban you. They'll shadow ban you without you even knowing, if they don't like what you're saying. Or sometimes they just outright ban people because they don't want you to hear what those people have to say, even if, in one particular case, in the matter of that whole government pandemic that we suffered through for 3 years, turns out the people trying to speak out, many of them doctors, were absolutely right, but they were banned by the pink-haired woke millennials at YouTube. 2.7 billion Americans get their information filtered through these propagandists, okay? Now, I want you to think for a second what that portends for the future, not just of our country, but for every single person in the world who would love to have a chance to breathe free and be free, okay? And don't forget, the YouTube, we now know, colludes with government, with the governments, the fascist governments, yes, including our own, to make sure that those who don't toe the left-wing narrative are not seen or heard, okay? So that's where we are. That's why this message is so important. We need an alternative. We need an alternative to every one of the social media out there, perhaps with the exception of Twitter X now. Thank God that Elon Musk has opened it up and freed it up to honest and rational and even-handed discussions. But the rest of them, the censorship state is still in place with them. And we need an alternative. And so what I'm saying, I'm going to say two things to you in that respect. First of all, if you are a person who supports any of the organizations in Washington's Conservative Inc., you need to say to them, where in the hell are you? Okay, folks, I'm telling you, some of the major Washington organizations now, isolated, insulated, inside the Washington Beltway, have hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank. They could begin a movement to get us an alternative to get us multiple alternatives to today's social media and make them successful virtually overnight. if they would just do it. Instead, they have become party givers, essentially, for themselves. They have their fest all the time, this fest and that fest, where they come and speak, and they invite their other fellow conservatives to come and speak. And what comes of that? What comes of that? Well, I'll tell you, they make more money. They make more money, but does it affect anything that's being done to the American people? No. Talk is cheap, except in the case of their fests that they throw, which they charge an arm and a leg to people to come and attend. Where does the rubber meet the road here? Before you give another penny to conservative Inc. organizations, ask them, what have you done that's really had an impact? And don't give us all this stuff about, well, we did this and it was really important. Well, if it was so important, how come we have lost every battle over the past year? And actually, ever since Biden took office. Come on. Sooner or later, you got to produce some results. And we're not seeing them. So that's number one. Okay? They could be organizing, taking some of those hundreds of millions that they're stashing away and helping to open up new social media. So that's number one. The other is, if you know any wealthy people, help them explain, as I've said before. You know, my dad was a minister. I had to attend a lot of funerals when I was a kid. Never saw one hearse with an armored car behind it. You can't take it with you. The wealthy people have to realize, invest it now in alternatives. Otherwise, that 2.7 billion that are being propagandized are going to continue to be misled and to be abused and to be indoctrinated to the point where it becomes increasingly irredeemable. Okay? So let's get together. That's my end of the year message. I'm sorry it's not uplifting, but there comes a time when you're at war. Don't be false. Don't be falsely optimistic. Say, we're in the fight of our lives. And folks, we got it, and we're gonna win it.